Welcome to the Getting Started series for Workful. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through the Reporting tab. I'll briefly explain the Employee List, Expense and Mileage Report, Payroll Register Detail Report, Tax Liability Report, Time Off Report, and Timesheet Report. I will also show you how filtering works by looking closely at the Timesheet Report. Your employee list is similar to an employee directory. It will show you each employee's name, hire date, birthday, and phone number. Your expense and mileage report will show you a list of all expense and mileage requests submitted by an employee for a given time period. For each request, you can see which employee submitted it, the title of the request, the date the purchase or trip was made, the category, the amount requested, the miles driven, and the status, approved, pending, or denied. You can filter the expense and mileage report to look at just the information you need. You can filter by dates, so you can look only at a particular month, week, quarter, etc. You can also choose to look only at mileage requests or only at expense requests. Your Payroll Register Detail Report will show you the details of each paycheck. For each check issued, you will see the employee's name, the check number, and the check date. Then, you'll see the pay type, hourly, salary, commission, etc. For hourly pay types, you will also see how many hours were worked. Then, you will see their total amount for each pay type. Underneath that, you will see the total gross amount for each check. You will see how much PTO your employee used during that pay period. And then on the right-hand side, you will see a list of withholdings and deductions, then the amount that was withheld or deducted. Below that, you will see the total amount withheld or deducted. You will also see the net check amount. You can filter your Payroll Register Detail Report by date, so you don't have to try to comb through pages and pages of information. Your Tax Liability Report is a summary of payroll withholdings for a given time period. The report is broken into several sections: federal income tax, Social Security, the employer portion of Social Security, Medicare, the employer portion of Medicare, and state income tax. Under each section, you will see each employee's gross wages for the time period, their gross taxable wages, and the tax liability. At the end of each section, you will see the total amounts for the section. For the employer portion of Medicare, you will also see an additional gross taxable wages column. Some employees may be required to pay an additional Medicare tax of 0.9% if their income reaches a certain amount. You, as their employer, would not be responsible for matching that additional Medicare tax. You can filter the tax liability report by date. That way, you can look at your tax liability to see exactly what you owe. The tax liability report will help you when it's time to make your scheduled payroll tax deposits. Your time off report shows you your employee's time off information for the year. For each employee, you will see which time off policies they can use, how many hours they've accrued, and how many hours they have already used. You'll see how many hours they've requested but have not yet been approved. And you will also be able to see how many hours they've requested and you approved but they have not taken yet. Finally, you will see their remaining time off balance. Your timesheet report shows you how many regular hours and overtime hours each employee has worked during a given time period. Underneath the employee's name, pay type, regular hours worked, and overtime hours worked, you'll be able to see how many hours were worked each day. You can filter your timesheet report by date and pay type, and you can choose to show daily details. Daily details will show you not only the number of hours worked each day, but what times your employees clocked in and clocked out. Let's look at how filtering works. For the timesheet report, I want to see my employees' hours worked for the entire month of September. So I'll change my start date to September 1st and my end date to September 30th. I only want to look at the hours my hourly employees work, so I'll click Hourly. And I want to know when they clocked in and out, so I'll click this checkbox. Now that I have my filter set, I'll click Preview to update the report. For each report, you will be able to navigate to different pages if the report is longer than one page. If you click the Toggle Print View button, you'll be able to see how the report will print. You can download the report to your computer as a PDF, CSV, Excel, rich text format, TIFF file, or web archive. You can also print the report straight from Workful. Check out help.workful.com to learn more about using Workful and to watch our other tutorials.